that you laugh on. Watch the channel of a video. And subscribe, like and follow. Chillin' with the girls. With the girls. With the girls. With the girls. Chillin' with the girls. With the girls. With the girls. With the girls. Chillin' with the girls.
Well, hello there. Welcome to another
Hey,
episode of Chillin' with the Girls. I'm Tawanda.
I'm Tish. Welcome to our episode tonight. We want y'all to comment and share this video with someone. We have a very good topic.
Hi, I am Mary. Don't forget to press your notification bell. Let your friends know that we are here.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, tonight we're going to talk about a subject that is near and dear to my heart. First of all, we just trust that everybody had a beautiful, wonderful family day on yesterday,
Yes.
which we call in America Thanksgiving Day.
Happy
Because
Thanksgiving.
it was a day to be thankful for,
Yes.
where there was so much food and laughter and fun and
Yeah.
being thankful to the Lord. And we were on the prayer line early in the morning. It was just a
And-
beautiful day.
And love.
Yes, pouring out love, love, love.
Yes.
Now, on the flip side, it's always the flip side. I was researching an article talking about food insecurity. There's so many people going without food.
Wow.
There is so much work to be done. I mean, there's always something that we can do to
That's
alleviate some of this suffering. And maybe
Wow.
you've never been hungry, but some know what it means to be hungry.
Yes.
Hunger hurts.
Yeah, it does.
It causes sicknesses.
Mhm.
It causes death. Malnutrition, all types of things.
Yeah.
And that's the first level of defense,
Mhm.
serving your stomach, your food.
Yeah.
That's the first level
Mhm.
of what you need to deal with in life.
Yeah.
Satisfying hunger. Yes, Tawanda?
I was going to say, I wanted to read something real quick, like the definition that I found of food insecurities. It says food insecurity is defined as a household level economic and social condition of limited or uncertain access to adequate food. It
Wow.
says, and listen to this, you guys, in 2020, 13.8 million households were food insecure at some time during the year.
Wow.
13.8
Wow.
million households.
But listen at this, Tawanda and Letitia and audience. Every day, I read this, 25,000 people, including more than 10,000 children, die from hunger and related causes. That's 3 times the death toll of AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis combined.
Ooh,
Wow.
I think I saw
That's, and hunger hurts. It changes your complexion.
And that's a segue into what we did actually every Thanksgiving. How long have we been doing it? How many years have we
I
been?
would say, has it been 3, going on 4, but maybe
Right about
3 or
4.
4.
I think 4. I think 4 years. So we've been going to Edgewood. I know y'all saw it last year, but we are, very concerned. We're okay. We fix our macaroni and cheese and our barbecue chicken and all that kind of stuff. But it's some people who are homeless. And when you live in a motel, you can't cook yourself a Thanksgiving dinner because you really, what do you have, like a microwave oven?
Yeah.
In there and that's
In
it?
some places, or some of these places, you don't. I heard you had to go downstairs and use the microwave down there. They don't have
Right,
all
what
those
I'm saying
systems.
is they can't, mommy, calm down. What I'm saying, mother, is they have only a microwave. They don't have a stove to fix dinner. So Thursday we went. What was the name of that organization? I wish I remember the name of the organization.
But you know what else you were saying? Like
Yeah.
they don't have a way to cook foods because some people have microwave and some people don't in hotels. But they don't have big refrigerators. They can't even store food.
They can't.
Little bitty refrigerators. You know what I'm saying? So you can't even put a whole lot of food in those little bitty refrigerators.
So there were. I'm going to show y'all these pictures. I can't remember the name of this organization.
Yeah, what is like the village of Lakeview, like that? Do you mean the community center?
It's community center, but we got involved through who is it, Nazarene Temple?
Yes.
Pastor Fleet.
Yeah.
So we got involved with through them, and we've been going every year. And these are just a couple of pictures and stuff. This lady in the green, she's actually the director of it. So it went it was a smooth thing. And we would last year she said we fed over 400 people.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this year we had to have done the same because we had one of our lists, it was like 44 people on just one. So they gave us different cards and stuff telling us how many plates to make and all that kind of stuff.
I think it was 400 this time too, Tish.
It has to been because the team on this side, they actually had one order was 100 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was 100 dinners and stuff. And it's me and Mal. We have all those bags behind us. So we had to bag up. Our job was to count the dinners to make sure. So we had cards. The families filled out a card, and they would tell them how many children they had, how many adults they had. Then our job was to bag it up with the water, sodas, desserts, and all that kind of stuff. But this was really fulfilling, and it makes you feel good. Thanksgiving, and I live around the corner from here.
That's right.
I gotta leave my house. What, Mom? 7 something just to go get
and pick me up at 7:30
there by 9 o'clock, and we were able to do it. So it's like Thursday morning when we want to sleep in or fix our dinner, it's so good to think about somebody else. This was at assembly line. They were just getting food ready at this time on this slide. Same thing here. The desserts are in the middle and stuff. So there were other pictures we could have taken, but Tawanda, she was our photographer. She was working too. You know what I mean? So she's working too. And it's like we need to think about that. And so our title is, Are We Thankful?
Wow.
Are we thankful? Are we selfish? Are we thankful? And it's a picture of somebody dumping broccoli in the trash can. How much food?
That's a lot of broccoli too.
How much food do we throw away? I'd be like, oh, Jesus.
Which reminds me, I guess you heard of this, the farms that their food is like, it's not, it doesn't look pleasant. It's like ill-formed vegetables that grow crooked or whatever. Right. And they were throwing that away because it's ugly food, ugly fruit. But and then someone decided to just get all that ugly food because it's still good. It's just maybe the cucumber is crooked or carrot is
and they threw that stuff away
because they look ugly. And the store owners, they won't sell it on the shelves. But they have taken that food and sold it for reasonable prices. And some people just made dinners and started serving homeless people. And I mean, they made casseroles and all types of desserts. Wow. And the food is good. Once you, go through the recipes and all, you can't tell that it was melt. It didn't look good, or And then they would like cabbage. Maybe a leaf is empty. It's thrown apart. Just put all that in the garbage. There's nothing wrong with that,
right?
Because I was at the grocery store, and some of my green vegetables fell behind the counter on the floor, and the cashier gonna pick it all up and throw it in the trash. I said, stop! Wait a minute. Put it back in my. I said, for real? I said, this came from the dirt. This came from the ground. And it was behind the cashier. Nobody's walking over there. I said, this came from the ground. And you know what I told her? I was so bad. I said, I'm made out of dirt and you made out of dirt. Don't we? She was so nice. She was
Wait a minute. You said I'm made out of dirt and you're made out of dirt. And what else?
And we bathe every day, don't we? So the fruit came from dirt. So on the ground,
Clean it,
and we pick it up, we wash it and clean it, and
Mhm.
Ma, it was this. I'm looking at this website, and it's called Food Waste Feast, and it says why we waste ugly food, expiration dates, and more. And so it said food waste issue number one is what? What do you think it is? Why people waste food? Number one,
they don't like it, or
they expect food to look perfect.
What?
They said tons of food, literally many tons, is
Wow.
wasted every year just because of its looks.
That's right.
It said it's estimated that approximately 20% of produce or more gets thrown out for cosmetic reasons, like weird shapes, odd
Mhm.
colors, or
Little
blemishes.
bumps on it.
Yeah, blemishes on a peel you don't even eat. They said that's 1 in 5 fruits and vegetables getting tossed into landfill, even though they're just as nutritious as delicious food that we eat. So
Isn't that
why are we wasting so much food?
And
Mhm.
that's where the people go into those landfills.
Yeah.
They truck loads of food.
Mhm.
I saw pictures of these big trucks, those
Yeah.
big trucks,
Yeah.
trailer trucks,
Mhm.
full of food that's thrown away in landfills.
Wow.
And
Wow.
and you say going to a landfill for food, but it's good
But
food.
it's food.
Yeah.
They just going in the mom. Number 2, food waste issue number 2. Confusing, misleading, and generally unstandardized use of expiration dates.
That's right.
I said, did you know that the expiration dates we commonly see on packaged food, like sell by, best by, use by, best
Mhm.
before, don't represent any regulated or standardized system of food safety?
Wow.
Lots of people carefully check these dates and throw out
They
anything
do.
past due,
They
even
do.
if it looks totally fine to eat. They said, according to the National Resource Defense Council, the current system of expiration dates misleads consumers to believe they must discard food in order to protect their own safety. Said, in fact, the dates are only suggestions by the manufacturer for when the food is at its peak quality, not when it's unsafe to eat.
That's right.
They said
Oh,
in their 1920 in their 2013 report, The Dating Game: How Confusing Food Date Labels Lead to Food Waste in America. It's
Wow.
estimated that 9 out of 10 Americans are wasting edible food based on these ambiguous expiration dates.
Wow. So I think if you can look it up, I think they say like the Best Buy dates.
Yes.
The Best Buy dates. It's like you can go like what 5 days past the Best Buy because it's saying it's Best Buy.
Yeah, it's
And
best if you buy it by that
saying
date.
it's no good anymore, you know. And then they have the sell by date. I believe that's the same thing. The sell by date, you can still go 5 days after the sell by date as well.
And what is so appalling is that this country they say it's the richest country in the land.
Say,
And
Mom.
more and
It's
most
the richest country,
That's what I
and
was
they have so many people dying because of no food.
right.
And then, and I looked up something, and I heard this when I was in school, that how farmers are actually paid. That's what I read. And I
wow.
heard a teacher saying this for not growing food,
Yeah.
for not selling it.
Yeah.
They're paid. And that is to regulate pricing.
Mm-hmm.
That is, and you look at it now. If you put all this food that we are able to grow in America, look at all this land that
Yeah.
nobody's using. I passed acres and acres and acres of land that
Mhm.
nothing is on it. If you would grow on all that land, they would have so much food, and you would keep your prices low because it'll be you have to
Have enough.
sell it at a real cheap price. But
Right.
if you have just a less than what people really need, they'll be able to you bring your prices up.
Right.
It's called what is that called? Supply and what and demand?
And yeah.
Supply and demand.
Yes.
So they regulate that. So they pay you not to produce but so much.
Right.
That's what I read. That's what I was told.
Mom, they were saying, what can you do by near expiration date food? It says while the NRDC works to push for standardization of date labels, you can do something too. It said I live near a few independent supermarkets that start discounting items as they reach expiration dates. If you're planning to eat that item soon, buy it. It's a win-win-win. Supermarkets unload food that might otherwise go to waste. You save money, and together we rescue that item from going to the landfill.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we used to do that, Tawanda. We used to go and, Dad and I did got this food 3 times a week. But,
Mm-hmm.
it came to a halt near the end because they were giving it to hogs and pigs. And they
Oh,
would say, no, you can't take this. They had dumpsters full of food that we used to collect to give to the community. They said, no, you can't. Well, they're giving it to the farmers to feed to their pigs,
What?
to their animals.
but I
Wow.
just thought not too long ago that remember how I normally get like Hello Fresh or Every Plate.
Mhm.
They have another one called Imperfect Foods,
Okay. I think
and you
that's
can order it that way,
Yeah.
through the mail and stuff like that, and they'll deliver it to your house. It's Imperfect Foods.
Oh,
We have another program. It's called Misfits Market.
oh,
And
Miss.
that's like that fruit that's and stuff and vegetables that looks deformed, but it's still healthy. It still grew out the same ground that the other ones that's not deformed,
And it's reasonable.
Right. They sell
Mhm.
it for cheaper. Right.
Yeah.
Because it
Okay. Some is cheaper, and then some they just cook it and give it away. Like restaurant. One lady has a restaurant. I
Mhm.
saw that, and she was giving the food away. So, and that's how you really feel so good. You just and how about our children, Tish? Do you have any pictures of our kids are throwing away food?
I couldn't find any, but I wanted to
Oh,
go into like when we have our services, something that we started doing at Visions. Um,
mhm,
New Ministries, we started like it was the first time we had our Thanksgiving dinner last Sunday, and we decided I just want y'all to see this quick clip. Let me see, make sure I'm sharing my sound too. Oh, wait a minute, give me a second. Screen. Yep, share sound. All right, so let me go on and put this clip up here real quick. All right, here we go.
Okay, guys, this was a wonderful family and friends dinner. And as a result, look at how much food is left over. Do you think this is going to people's homes? Absolutely not. Going to feed the less fortunate,
Right.
the
Right.
homeless. Here's my Aunt Tish right now. She's stacking up the boxes. Aunt Mel stacking up the boxes.
And Aunt Tawanda stacking up the boxes.
and let me tell you, this food was good.
Nevertheless,
It was fresh, freshly cooked.
Right.
look
Right.
at this, y'all. Go ahead, Uncle
Well,
Kirk.
what
You
was on
work
the
that thing
menu,
out.
Tisha? What was
And
some
then
of the
Uncle
food
Mark is
again?
coming with
Oh my goodness!
silverware.
Wait, we're gonna listen to the.
Uncle Patrick is drinking juice.
Drinking water. What you say?
Oh, it's water.
We,
This is empty.
it was a Thanksgiving meal that we had at the church. I'm gonna wait till videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is
So it was
good,
like,
y'all.
what was it? It was like turkey and
Yeah,
So
macaroni.
listen, this
Wait.
was a very,
I'm
very
sorry.
wonderful turnout from View Ministries. If you guys
I
are
know how to let
interested
stuff
and
play
you
out
want
and
to
just
come and experience
enjoy the
a mighty
video.
move of God, something different, something wonderful, a place where people are just showing love. And even when you first come in the building, you can feel the love. Here at View Ministries, that's 100 Kane Street, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Okay, you're definitely going to be glad that you came. So let me show you again.
Yeah, and we want to do
This
this
is going to
again
the home,
before
y'all.
Christmas, right?
yes.
And did you read
Mom,
some of
it's
the?
still playing. Mom, can you wait until the videos?
Oh, okay. I didn't hear him talking.
Yeah, they still talking.
I just wanted to share that beautiful moment with you all. We are all cleaned up and everybody's finished. Aunt Tish, how you feeling tonight? You feeling satisfied? Are you feeling fulfilled? Praise God! Praise God! Praise God! Y'all look, View Ministries be lit, okay? Tell them. Don't it be lit? I'm just saying. Y'all need to know. Don't View Ministries be lit, Mel? They be lit? Lit? Oh, you know what? See, there's always one. Always one. Yes, y'all tell them about that. It's more than just telling them, come to Christ. We have a need, understand?
Absolutely.
So we want to do just more than that. And then they can more than welcome.
We got the Farmer Girls, Chillin with the Girls.
Yes.
All of them.
Ah!
All of them.
All of them feeding.
This is deja vu for me. We've been here before.
Come on. Now we actually have an opportunity and a place to do, expand on that.
So y'all want to join us.
Yes. I'm telling y'all, we moving, okay? We doing my.
Okay, so mom wanted me to tell y'all, but it was our Thanksgiving food. So we had that's funny. So we had macaroni and cheese, we had turkey, we had ham, we had meatballs, we had green beans, collard greens, potato salad, yams. And actually when we were riding around trying to find the homeless, really, we were riding around for a while. And it was it's empty, but we had close to 100 people there for dinner. But after they left, that's when we gathered the food up instead of throwing it in the garbage or people taking it home like they normally do with their to-go trays. We were like, no, we're not having any more. When we let them come and they came to get seconds and stuff. But it's at one moment, it was nope, we're going to stop. The rest of this food is for the homeless. Yeah. And we were finding people, they were sleeping on doorways and bus stops and everything. We went to, where was it? Front Street, but no one was there. And so that didn't stop us. That was our first stop. Then we went behind Front Street and down this alley with this cobblestone and stuff. And it was people right there. And we were feeding them. And we just went riding around until we almost got rid of almost all the food. Went to Lexington Market. The lady asked Pat, she was like, oh, who fixed this food? This food is good. Because you don't know what kind of food they get. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when you're homeless, sometimes people they be thinking they can just give them anything. They're homeless anyway. Exactly. They either eating out the trash can or something like that, or just give them this. Yeah. But we took pride in it. We made sure that, I think that's what we do a lot of times. Even when we had the Inside Out Resource Center, we wanted people to feel welcome, as if they had money, as if they had was at their mom's house or something like that, eating a home cooked meal. And we're going to do it again, Ron, right? For Christmas.
Yes. I'm trying to find a letter that my daughter put out, how she felt when she saw those people. Wow. See, people, they're so secure in their own homes that they don't go out. But she went out. Your older sister, do you have that comment? She wrote it to us, and she was crying as she was serving the people.
I don't have
I had it on my thing, but I don't see it. So we want to do this on the 24th of December.
Yes.
It's not going to be the regular preaching. It's going to be preaching in action.
Absolutely.
Teaching in action.
That's right.
Show me what you got.
Yeah.
You're telling me what you're saying, but the world wants to see something. And they can really appreciate salvation with an empty stomach.
Yeah.
When they are starving, the stomach is growling, and you're trying to offer them the goodness and blessings and prosperity, and look at my car, and God will bless you, and America, and a miracle, and their stomach is growling. Yeah, that's the first thing they need to do. Get a meal, and Jesus did it. And I was taught by my pastor that he fed them where he healed them.
Yeah.
He fed them where he taught them.
Wow.
So, and that's what we got to get in, and we have to do. He showed them and he taught them.
That's right.
I'm trying to find that paper that she wrote. Let me see. And she was in tears. Wow. So she was really crying because it was cool at night. Yeah, after the people worked all day, all night, some of them cooked all night and served all day. Then they went out and didn't get back to after 7 or 8 o'clock in that evening. and she saw those people, and it was chilly. It was cool. It was
It
beautiful
was.
that day, but
And
later on it got chilly.
what happened was we went to, you know how they have a shelter, I think it's across the street
Mhm,
from under
mhm.
the bridge, right?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
They went past there. Kurt saw it at first and he was like, there are a lot of people sleeping up those stairs.
Wow.
We didn't know how many people there were, but it was when they walked up there, it was a lot of people. It was like an L shape, and they were like laying on the cement all around that, and we went up there and they were asleep. And Patrick was like, they sleep. And Kurt was like, wake them up, they want to eat, they need to eat. So we went there and they did. They wanted to eat,
Mhm.
and it's like that's ministry.
And, and Renee said she saw some balled up, try to stay warm, with
Yeah.
no shoes and no socks on their feet. And say the ground was their bed, and say the one had their head in a glass, like a glass partition for their pillow.
Yeah.
And she was crying. And
Wow.
say then y'all had like 4 vehicles, like a couple of trucks and 2 cars.
Patrick brought, and he was tired.
He
Patrick
rented
only had a few hours of sleep because he actually cooked the dinner for the church and everything. So I think he saw that it was like Saturday. He didn't get any rest hardly, and he was up again Sunday morning.
like 2 hours sleep.
Rented a U-Haul truck, and from York, Pennsylvania. So he had to take it back to York, Pennsylvania. So we're like, Patrick, can we use the truck, to distribute the food and everything? And he was like so tired, but he got in that truck and he was so fulfilled. He said he was driving back home like 20 miles per hour because he was so tired. But that's the selfless part of it. Are we thankful? Are we thankful? Are we, you know what I'm saying? We say with Lord, I thank you so much, but are we thankful enough to help someone else, to go over and beyond the call of duty to help somebody else who's hungry?
Yeah.
So anyway, we went riding around. So it was the U-Haul truck. It was Melanie's car. Then I was on there, and then Mel's husband was behind us. So we were all riding around like a caravan around the city of Baltimore, looking for homeless people, not satisfied that they might not be there. They got to be somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's like they're hidden because they're trying to get warm. It was cold outside.
Yeah.
I was like I was saying earlier, I think it was on another show. We can't. It's not only a Thanksgiving thing. So we get caught up in Thanksgiving, these holidays. So you mean tell me you're gonna eat good on Thanksgiving, November and December?
Yeah.
Then you forget all about us. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of people, they want to give during the holidays. Like, oh my goodness, this is a time. It's a season of giving. All year round is a season of giving.
And what got to me, what Renee said as they were driving off, a lady came running. Did you see the lady running? Say the lady was running behind the vehicles, and then somebody stopped, and I think it was a lady and a man. So y'all got food, and so they took that food.
Oh, yeah, they were, and I think word got out because the thing about it, where we were in Lexington Market, it was 2 things going on. It was the police car was down there, just sitting because it was like drug happening. One lady said people rather use drugs than eat. He was like, she was like, they rather shoot up than eat.
They're addicted. That's
they're
why.
hungry, but they're addicted. And what does that mean? That means they need help.
And then we live with addiction with people that comes before eating, before their family. But they got to feed that.
Yeah.
They feed, and that's another type of hunger.
Right.
And so what we want to do, do preventive measures. That's where you start with the children.
Yeah.
You start with them and your family with love and preventive. And we are supposed to be so inviting that they will not want to go to the game.
Yeah,
exactly.
We have to have something to offer them.
Yeah.
To offset their desire. But why are they going in the streets?
Yeah.
Are we doing things that would propel them to go in the streets and not come home?
Wow.
A home cooked meal means so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when they cover up that feeling with drugs and with fake friends and all, then they lose their desire for family.
Yeah.
They're doing the right thing. They just want to fulfill that hunger. And then I read here how you can join the effort to end world hunger. It's possible. With
Wow.
all this space and all this land and all the food,
Yeah.
it says, number one, pray.
Mm-hmm.
Pray for children and families that's affected by hunger,
Yeah.
that they will gain access
Mm-hmm.
to nutritious and affordable food. You don't stop with praying. The next step is give.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? Give to help provide life-saving food and care.
Right.
So now Jesus, not only did he pray, he gave them good counseling. He gave them, he taught them,
Right.
Yeah.
and he showed them what to do. And then and then the scripture says, if you don't work, neither should you eat.
Eat.
So he's not endorsing laziness.
Mm-hmm.
But some people out there because it's no fault of their own. Some,
Mhm.
you know. And
Mhm.
then it says, and what we did, letter C say sponsor. And I grew up in a church that did this. We
Mhm.
actually sponsored a child and named her after Sarah Matthews. We adopted a child in Africa. And
Mhm.
and then the lady that lived there came to visit our church.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she visited our church a few times. That lived in Africa. So you just not willy nilly just giving. You
That's
know
right.
what I'm saying? You need to know. And then I worked when I was on the job. I worked for the Combined Federal Campaign, where they did give this stuff. And you have to have and you have never been there. Sometimes you don't know what it's like.
Right.
Now, my girls, y'all are kind of privileged, I'm telling you. But because your dad had a mind to do this kind of stuff, it's
Yeah.
in your heart. So we have to show our children. So you don't mind getting your hands dirty. So
Yeah.
you got to get down there with them and knock your nose up and all. So and one of our bishops, I know him personally. My good friend, he adopted a child. So we
Mhm.
actually adopted a child, and one of our bishops adopted a child. Then we belong to a place, and even our organization. We don't want to be in places that just grab for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely
Even
not.
if 2 or 3 are doing it, that's
Right.
not everybody. So
Right. Yeah.
we belong to a place that gives. We
Right.
actually go to the countries and dig wells for clean
Yeah.
water. And
Yeah.
one of our local bishops, he makes a trip often to Africa. We go where they are, where there's a real need, where
Mhm.
people just leave children on the doorsteps,
Yeah.
not because they hate them, but
Yeah.
because they can't feed them.
Can't afford
Sometimes
them.
They can't.
they
Yeah.
leave them by the roadway. They
Mm-hmm.
can't see them dying in their eyesight. They can't see that, but they're dying.
And
So
that's pulled at my heartstrings when we were doing that Thanksgiving feeding the homeless yesterday. When they were
Oh my
saying
goodness.
we need so many children's plates. That
the
that's what was
children.
kind of bringing tears to my eyes. And
Mhm.
they were like, we need all these adult plates, but then we need these children's plates.
Children's plates. Yeah.
Yes, and just
Now
like
one man came to my counter and I was dipping up his food. And I say, oh, well, do you want more plates than this? How many do you need to give out? And I said, now you need your gloves on. And so one of the brothers standing there said, oh, he come to get a plate for himself. I said, oh, I do apologize. I said, I thought you came to help us. Yeah, I was give you my apron so you can stand beside me and make them feel good. And he came to actually get a meal.
get a
And you
meal.
let him in. And you make people feel good,
That's right.
Like
Absolutely.
they're your sisters, they're your brothers.
That's right.
And then they are willing to come to church and be saved.
Yeah.
But-
Wow.
We can't even imagine how it feels to be hungry. You know how we say, I'm so hungry, but
Yeah.
I don't think we're hungry. You know what I mean? Because we can still go without for a few days without eating or something like that. But when you have people hungry enough to eat out of the garbage can or off the street, that's when you're hungry. Because
Yeah.
you don't care where it's coming from. I'm gonna take the dirt off the bad parts or whatever, and I'm gonna eat this food. That's people. I know it's nasty and gross, but
Yeah.
that's people's lifestyle. They're hungry
Did you see your mother laughing? Why am I smiling?
because you probably
Because you probably went through it.
Yeah. That's probably why I have a heart for it.
Yeah.
And today I don't want to see anything wasted. And it really can to one. Do you say gross me out? Well, years ago, y'all just say gross me out. That's old fashioned. But when you see a child take a bite of a sandwich, a nice good sandwich
Yeah.
and throw it in the garbage.
The rest of it away.
And
Or
then you tell the parent said, oh, he ate half of it.
I have a good example of that.
wow.
Smorgasbords.
Was that a waste?
You
Yeah.
think about the waste because all you can eat, and people their eyes, what they say, bigger than their stomach, and they pile so much food on their plate and stuff, and it's like before you know it, then they full. Because you know what, a lot of food makes you full anyway. Sometimes, you know what I mean.
The
So
more you see, the more you want.
you right, exactly. Reese is on here. Davita's sister, Yvonne Allen.
Oh, hi.
While living in Baltimore years ago. Yeah. And so it's like you go to those smorgasbords and they pile up dessert, so much food. And they come and they have that tray and they are dumping food. I never thought about that until this conversation, actually. And they dumping all this food out. And these kids go in there and they just take whatever they want. They put it on their plate and they don't eat it. And they don't even understand that there are other children right around the corner from that restaurant that's starving.
Yeah, that's
And then how about the water? And we used to get like the cases. So now we put the little small bottles instead of the child would drink one sip, adults, and leave it. Throw it in the trash. And you have people drinking muddy water. Taking a bath in the water and drinking. I mean, they are when you are starving, you look, what does it say? Self-preservation is the first law of nature. And that's one of it, eating. And then we're gonna throw water away.
Do you know what Andrew did? He had a great idea. Wow. He bought that big old cooler. And instead of giving bottles out, he pulled all the water into the cooler with ice. And so he had the little cup. That's why he didn't have the bottled water, because people just take a sip out of the bottle and just leave it on the table and all that kind of stuff. So he was like, so we won't waste. And I'm giving y'all ideas when y'all have church functions. Listen to these ideas. And it was like, so he bought a big giant water cooler. Right. I don't know, like gallons. I don't know. Was it 5 gallons or something?
Probably. I know you're talking about
5 gallons. So he dumped all the water in there with the ice and everything. They were like, we have any water? Yep. Go to that cooler right there and you can drink your water.
Yeah, exactly. Get a cup. That's right.
That was so smart.
So then as I was saying, we started with the children. We trained them and to even help to serve. And let them see what's going on. That's such an education. Exactly. And I saw those 2 little boys there that was serving. That was so cute.
Yes, that's
let them see.
You showed that.
Yes. That's what we did. We didn't deny our kids of anything. They went to nursing homes. They saw the suffering. They went to funerals. They saw suffering. So with nursing homes, they let them see it. So they can be appreciative.
And then teach your children how to serve. You know, how to be servants. And tell them what the importance is. And you taught us how to serve.
So they won't feel entitled,
exactly,
wasteful, and let them know it's a sin. You don't be wasting. That's sinful. Wasting stuff like that.
That's right. Absolutely.
And look what Jesus said: gather up the fragments that nothing be lost.
Yes.
Get that leftovers. Some people.
Yes, he did.
Oh my goodness! Let me tell you something. Go ahead.
Jesus he cared about them, and he saw them. He said, they've been with me all this time. They're hungry. Feed these people. It's going to be dark before they get home because they got to walk home. So we need to feed them.
But what did the disciples say?
Oh man,
send them home.
Send them to the marketplaces.
Send them home. He said, no, if we send them home, they're gonna fall by the way. They're gonna faint. They're gonna be hungry.
That's right.
So you gotta have a heart for people.
Yes, compassion.
Compassion. That's how you want to win souls.
Yeah.
You show them compassion is love reaching out.
That's so true.
That's compassion. It's not a word that you just say, I got compassion. I got the love of Jesus, and I'm shouting all around places. And don't even hug me. I'm hungry. If you hug me, you're gonna be hurting my stomach.
I like to say seeing a need and meeting a need.
Yes,
Seeing a need and meeting the need.
that's
Not
right.
just, enough to see the need.
And it's not just for one day. We got to devise ways that we can keep it going. Now,
Absolutely.
even in our where we're serving, having our meetings, we've been adopted some families.
That's
How about
right.
that? And
That's
you know what?
absolutely.
Someone said to us, "You want to keep that relationship going? Keep them adopted
Yeah.
all through the whole year, like
Same
through their
Oh,
life.
that's good.
Keep them
Yeah.
adopted.
On different
Keep
things.
that 5 family. And if we go on trips,
I
ask the
like that.
parents if they want to go with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to have some road trips too, like Pennsylvania, where you sight and sight. We want to sponsor
That's
these
so
children
good. That's
and
right.
take them with us and pay their fare to get in.
Right.
Let them, some children have not left the city, have not only
Yeah.
school and home and fights. That's their fun. Ooh, a fight. Ooh, a fight. I want to see a fight.
Right.
And see, that's their like entertainment, like to see
Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah,
true.
and they don't know how life can be so enjoyable.
Yeah.
We are church people. It's up to us to show them.
That's right.
Show
You know,
them.
Jesus
Take
said,
them to amusement park. Take them to
right.
places
He
and
said, I
sponsor those 5 all through the
Yeah.
time that they're in school.
yes. He said, I am come that you might have life and that more abundantly.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So he's no longer on this earth. So we are in his stead. So we can show people how to enjoy life. You know what I'm saying?
What's abundant life? Can you define abundant life?
Oh man, abundant, like so much joy, so much peace, so much love. It's not just things. Your abundant life is not just, how big a house you have, or what designer clothes you have, or abundance life is, having
Yeah.
peace, having joy, having friendship, having people love on you, and then you loving on somebody else.
All
Yeah.
right. So
So
Wanda,
what I
let's teacher, how would you define it?
Abundant life holistically. I think abundant life is holistic. To me, I always think about finances are in order, health is in order, spiritual life first. Spiritual life is in order, your finances in order, your health's in order, you're in a healthy relationship, have a relationship with God. I define that as a holistic life. Every area I'm doing well in. Might not be rich, but I'm comfortable and I'm doing well in that
exactly.
area.
Did you see the scripture when those 10 lepers came to Jesus to be healed? And he told them to go show yourself to the priest.
Yeah.
And on their way, they saw where they were healed. And one came back. The 9 kept on going.
Right.
One came back to thank him. And that one was a Samaritan.
Yeah.
Now, all of these things are significant. And I looked all this up. And Jesus said that he was whole. Not only was he healed, but he was made whole. Now,
Right.
some of us stop as having a healed body. But wholeness compasses more
You're
than
complete.
a whole body.
Yeah.
You are whole. You're whole spiritually,
Yeah. You're just like,
physically, socially,
yeah.
emotionally,
Economically.
intellectually.
Yes.
The whole man becomes whole. And
Absolutely.
somebody says not that you're in a house or plenty of food, but when you have that spiritual man satisfied
Absolutely.
and that mental man, but you can be hungry, but your mentality will tell you, oh, better days are coming.
Yes.
This is not the end of me. Oh, I'm going to do this. Was one day I didn't have any bread in the house, which is very seldom. So I said, well, I don't have any bread. I said, wait a minute. You have flour. You have
Yes.
baking powder. You have shortening. You have water.
Yes.
You have milk.
Oh my God.
You have
Yeah.
an egg. You have this. You got all the components
That you need
to make your water. And that's the creativity of God. You know that?
so true.
When he finished that on that 7th day was finished, everything in this world we have at our fingertips.
That's
All we have to do is ask God. Thomas Logan says, yes, that's right.
Absolutely.
We have everything. We are blessed.
I was thinking about when we say, are we thankful? When Paul said, I know how to be a base and I know how to be abound. Are we thankful? You know what I mean? He was like, I know how to have and I know how to be comfortable and content, not with not having.
And be-
But if I don't have, I'm content.
Right.
And when I had, I was content. A lot of people, they have and they still not content.
Yeah, that's
I know.
so
They
true.
have and they want, and they're not content. And
They need to be whole. They're not whole. They need to be
because
whole.
it's
Something's
emptiness that
missing.
they're trying to fulfill. Yes.
Yeah.
Void. It's always a void.
But
Yeah.
see, I like to go to a place, Tish, where everything is satisfied. Your
Yeah.
body, your soul, and you could tell it. When
It's
God
free.
satisfies your soul, you just free. Who the sun set free is free indeed. You're
Yes.
free. And when you make somebody else feel that way, you
Yeah.
are doubly free. I
Yes.
mean, when you snatching people out of the gates of hell, when you get the Holy Ghost,
Feel
and
good
God opens up your understanding to so much.
Yeah.
He just doesn't save your soul. He
Yeah.
wants your spirit, soul, and body
Yeah.
to be completely whole.
Absolutely.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yes, I wanted to show this clip real quick. It says kids go undercover to discover food waste in their homes.
Wow.
Sit back and look at this for a minute.
Our family buys more food than it consumes. Raise your hand if you guys have to throw away food every week because it's gone bad.
We want you to be food waste warriors and identify where food is being wasted.
Today
Wow.
I'm going to go through the trash. Alright. Orange peels. This is organic. We could have given it to chipmunks. Oh. I just touched something wet. Empty cans of soy milk, and look at that. A whole bag of walnuts.
So this is my grandma's fridge. As you can see, there are tons of leftovers. Look at these, like seriously. Here's the turkey. It's almost the full turkey because it's the show turkey.
I'm going to fine-tooth these out.
I was taking out the trash like you asked me to, and I noticed that there were all these scones in there. I was wondering if
You went through the trash?
Yeah.
Scones were green, so I threw them away.
So, Mother, I found these walnuts in the trash.
I meant to empty them. I don't know why I threw them out.
Wait, you meant to empty these all in the trash?
And then recycle this.
What I'm talking about is why you threw out the food specifically, not the container, the food.
Because none of us eat walnuts. And I was worried
Somebody
about
could.
a walnut allergy.
You were worried about walnut allergy? I think you could have repurposed them in a way.
Oh, how? None of us like
You
walnuts.
tell me.
I don't like walnuts.
But you could have given them
Do you
to
want
someone
one?
else.
We haven't been home in a week, which means that all of the food is almost expired. So we have to somehow eat everything in this fridge before it expires.
Today we're going to be making banana bread using almost expired yogurt and not the prettiest bunch of bananas.
40% of the food in America is wasted, and I don't want to contribute to that.
On my last day of being the food fighting warrior, I wasted less food than other weeks. I compensated by just eating more.
This week really helped me realize how much food my family actually wastes. And from now on, I'm definitely going to be much more careful about what I put in the trash.
Being cautious of how much food was wasted really helped me waste less food. Is that right?
Wow.
You know, Tish, this is a class all by itself.
Yeah.
This is a Sunday school class.
I
used
feel
to tell
teary-eyed for real because how much food we waste when
Yeah.
other people are starving.
Yeah.
Not only that, but wasting money.
Yeah, exactly. So I think a really good way, I've been working on this too,
Okay.
Oh, because we waste so much food.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, if we make a list, don't buy food that you're not going to use that week. You know what I'm saying? Or the second week. Buy food that you're going to use. I'm going to make this meal, I need this. Make this meal, I need this. Make this meal, I need this. And then if you have leftovers, you can eat off of it the next day and then freeze it.
Freeze it.
Because you can have it another time. I know this lady, she had like 5 children. And they would eat off the meal and for so many days, like 2 or 3 days, and then she would freeze it. Then she makes something else. And they do the same thing with that. And then she go get the frozen food, pull that out and feed it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the same thing. But she was, making do with her family, And
how many people don't like leftovers? I talked to somebody the other day and they were like, I get kind of bored with it. I don't like leftovers. But when I get my every plate, you just have enough for that recipe. And go ahead.
You can repurpose leftovers, make something else of it. You know what I'm saying? And then it's not boring anymore. And then if you are creative, the one that cooks in the house, they can repurpose it, and the other person may not even realize that that's what they just ate the night before.
That's true.
We talk about third world countries.
Yeah.
Some of our affluent neighborhoods, they are in every neighborhood. Because I went to a really good affluent neighborhood with my aunt. We went to look for somebody, and we saw something like third world country. Right in somebody said, absolutely, my husband and I only buy what we are going to eat or share with family members. That's right, share.
Yes, very good.
That's right, Carmen Logan. And so when we went there, we saw these little kids, and a lot of it is brown and black kids. They were in the backyard with no shoes, dirty, and the yard was no grass, so it was dirt. It was just like country, but it was a good county neighborhood, county area, but they had places in everywhere. They and you know what they did in the city years and years ago? They redistricted the place.
Yeah,
they sent some of the people out there, and some of the county people moved in town.
Yeah.
So and so and wherever you go, you're going to have people who are without things.
Yeah,
it's what purpose. And then sometimes you get like mobility and stuff. They move you so far you can't even use services.
Yeah, wow.
So that you don't have cars.
That's so true.
Yeah, you're not near stores, and some of our stores have moved out away from the neighborhood.
No more grocery stores in a lot of those neighborhoods. Like even we grew up on Woodburn and York Road. They turned out, what was that grocery store? What's the name of it? It wasn't AMP. What was it?
It's like 3 different names.
Yeah, but different stores.
When we were there, it was one name while we were there.
I think it was the AMP at one time.
It was AMP, but then they changed it to Family Dollar. And why are you replacing the grocery stores with Family Dollar in these neighborhoods? These people, they need groceries.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're gone. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
So what are you setting these neighborhoods up for?
That's right. That's right. And you know what else, you guys? We're gonna have to learn how to farm. Years upon years ago, I was working with this lady in her homeschooling business. And I mean, I was living in Michigan, so you know how many years ago that was. And she was saying there's going to come a day, Tawanda, when we're going to have to farm the land. And now here comes that day, years later.
Genetically modified food.
We had a garden. We grew vegetables. Dad's from the country. I'm from the country. And y'all had fresh vegetables a lot.
We had collard greens.
We had string beans.
We had tomatoes.
You had to go in the field. Y'all was so finicky. You didn't want to go there. You didn't want worms on your body.
I don't want to go in there today.
But you know what? You can have pots. So they're above ground.
I still got to go in the dirt, though, y'all.
Not really, though.
But you know what? Let me tell you, Tish. Once you get used to putting your hand in dirt, it becomes okay. It's just like putting your hand in dough bread.
Let me just say,
where I
live, it's like 100 million different species of bugs, But when you have your own house and stuff, and you want to have your nice looking garden, flower garden, You gotta get used to bugs and not disgustingly gross. It's
But
like
with everything in this world we need, everything. You need everything. You need everything. You need the plants. You need the bugs, no doubt. And I was telling my son the other day, the Lord had made these animals so that they are survivors.
Yeah.
And the smaller the species, the sharper the survivors is.
I got to talk about. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Don't finish.
Even the skunk has survival skills. It does. No matter how little you are, you can survive. You read the story of the lion and the mouse, didn't you? Didn't you read that story? How he saved the lion's life?
I believe so.
By knowing that rope, if the lion was going to destroy him, he said, one day I may be helping you. How in the world is that possible?
Help me.
But when those hunters had him in that net and the lion couldn't get out, and that friendly rodent came and gnawed them the root and got him out. So don't underestimate anybody.
That is so.
The boy used to say, don't count them out. That person on that street could be your doctor one day. Don't count them out.
That's right.
Please don't.
I got one story before we go. We got 5 minutes.
Wow. I ain't finished
talking yet. I was talking to Kurt. I'm gonna say it. I was talking to Kurt, Mel's husband, and he was saving his bones and stuff and leftovers, not food, bones, right? And he was like, I said, why are you saving these? I said, you want me to throw this? Oh, no. I gotta feed this to the coyotes in the farm.
No way.
The
coyotes where?
Why are you feeding? He was like, in the mornings, it's this coyote that be across the street. I said, you feeding coyotes in front of my sister's house. When she comes outside, they might be waiting for food or something. No, I don't feed them, not in front of the house. I was like, he doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about me. So he said that, and I said this for a reason. So he said, no, it's across the street. Like I said, on the park light area. Yeah, where Mirror Parks on Saturdays. You know, that area where y'all park sometimes, Swanda. So it's a coyote. It comes up now and wait for him because he feeds.
Thanks for telling me. I park there too.
No, Ma, you don't park there. It's another area. And he said that he was like, and yeah, I feed the fox. It was like, what? And then Timothy said, listen, man. He was like, if you don't feed them, they'll still survive. Like, you don't have to give them food. God already got, he made a way for them to survive. God is going to take care of those animals out there with something to eat. So you don't have to. He was like, no, he had his plate of bones, Mom. Tawanda. And I was like, want me to throw it away? Oh, no, I'm going to feed the cow. I looked at that, I was like, Lord Jesus.
Stop playing. No, y'all already know. I had a girlfriend. She fed everything. She fed the raccoons.
That's what I'm saying.
She fed them all. And they told her, because she lived in some villas where they had the the HOAs.
Yeah.
Do not feed these animals. The deer. She fed the raccoons out of her hand. She fed the squirrels. She fed every animal. So she was like, if you see an animal dead in the street, just say he was trying to make it to my house to eat and didn't make it.
But let me tell you, Aunt Maddie named the squirrel because they had nuts and stuff put up there for her squirrel in her, on her back porch. She gave him a name.
Wow.
So the squirrel would come up there and eat.
That is incredible.
I said, if you don't feed them, they won't come to your house. Don't come to my house looking for no food.
That is not cool.
I'm into feeding people, but not animals.
I don't want to offend nobody, but I had a couple of friends in the neighborhood, and the people were like, "Oh, this is our friendly pet neighborhood pet," and I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm thinking like, and every morning those neighborhood pets came up to my back door when they smelled me cooking, and I was like,
Oh, Tish, she had about 15 deer in her backyard.
Oh, that's all the time.
At the end, it was about 15 deer.
Yeah,
and the children from the city, they were so into it. Oh, look, they were counting them because the city kids, it's exciting to them. That's why we need to do something with our children,
That's right.
like in the school children, because they don't,
we
take
need
them
to
out.
take them out and show them how to. We gotta take them out and show them how to feed the homeless.
And
Yeah.
So they
and
can
they would love it.
so they can appreciate how they are living.
Did you see how those girls, those
That's what they
kids
do
in
out
Alabama County got up and started serving people? You see those grandkids, how they got up there? First, they were sitting. We can see, and let them know. They put their hands there. What did they volunteer?
Yes.
But they were preparing the plates for the homeless.
This show should have been called Thankful or Wasteful.
And I told their dad, I said that would have been a good opportunity to take them in town to see the homeless. That's a good opportunity.
So thank y'all so much for tuning in to our show.
Yeah.
Thankful or what?
Or wasteful. We don't want to be wasteful.
Are we thankful or wasteful?
Wasteful.
Thank y'all so much. We want y'all to enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend.
Yes.
And look in your refrigerators and make sure you only buy enough. And don't go. We gotta go at 7:00. Don't go to the grocery store hungry.
Oh, and make a list. Make a grocery list.
Always.
If it's not on a paper, on your cell phones, on some type of device, make a grocery list.
So we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Reese, for being on here. And I think your name is Palmer Logan. Thank you so much for your comments.
Thank you.
Y'all. Everybody's viewing us. Come on, like and share this video with someone because it's important, and it's important that we stop wasting in America. Love you guys. Love you. Okay, bye.
Love you. Thank you.
All right.
Coming on.